What's really good? It's your girl Northside Bree, episode 6, Facts from the North.
It's your boy Chippy of the North, Facts of the North, episode 6. We lit. Today's topic is parenting.
Deadbeats.
Deadbeat moms.
Deadbeat dads.
Definitely deadbeat moms out there. They
Deadbeat grandmothers, deadbeat uncles, deadbeat cousins.
Deadbeat cousins?
Yeah, all that.
Nah, that don't count.
Yes, it do.
No, it don't.
It takes a village.
It takes a village, yeah, but that's not their grandmothers, grandfathers, mothers, and fathers.
It takes a village, but...
Yeah, but those are the people responsible and somewhat responsible.
Okay. Go ahead. Talk your talk.
So during the week, we had a couple Instagram videos that we let out to the public. And sad to say, people wasn't really feeling us. They was Novocaine in a MFer.
The men wasn't feeling us.
The men wasn't?
It was the men. It wasn't the females. The females was definitely agreeing.
The dudes was not?
Because they ain't been doing their part. That's why.
No, they wasn't active.
No.
Like gangbanging was back in 2000. They was not active.
They wasn't.
So, with that, I definitely I felt a lot of heat coming off that couch. Like old boy and Belly. It's a lot of heat coming off that couch. You know what I'm saying? But with an opinionated topic such as that will come with a lot of heat.
Right.
So, we here for it. You was a little scared.
I was scared about
You
what?
was a little scared.
About what?
You got on the gram for a couple hours and shit like that. You was a little scared.
I wasn't scared.
No?
I mean, before I put the video out, I knew I was going to ruffle a lot of feathers because I know that a lot of men aren't as active as they should be or aren't active at all.
All right, so for the people that's tuning in and that's watching, right, give us a brief summary of your video for those that missed it.
Oh, okay. So I put out a video early this week and straight up, I was attacking the fathers because at the end of the video, I asked the question and I said, God forbid if something was to happen to your baby mother today or tomorrow, can you take on that role 100% like us mothers do? You know what I'm saying? Can you do that? When it's time for you to get your kid, do you already have clothes there, diapers, food, or are you looking for her to drop the kid off with an overnight bag and everything that, whether she paid for it or somebody else bought it? Are you prepared? And a lot of men aren't prepared. A lot of men are Instagram dads. And that's just that. You see your kid, yo, hurry up, let's take a picture. You post it with a crazy caption like, you know what I'm saying? You doing what you're supposed to do, and you're not. So, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, dad. That's it. You never at the parent-teacher conferences. Your name ain't listed on nothing, emergency contact, nothing.
No, the name is on the...
The name is not. The name is not.
You stretching it.
I'm stretching it?
Because automatically when a mother walk in there and fill out the paperwork for the school, she's going to put the dad.
Who says that? Who said that?
I'm trying, fellas. I'm trying.
Listen, me and you ain't really too good when it comes to bets, okay? So I doubt that you would want to challenge me on that, but just know, if the father is not active, what am I going to put his name on the paper for emergency contact? If you ain't coming through on a regular, what the school going to contact you? You going to call me.
She going off.
Like, make it make sense. But go ahead and defend whatever you want to defend.
No. My standpoint today's episode is offensive. I ain't no defense.
Okay. All right.
I ain't putting up no defense for no deadbeat ass dads.
That's right.
That's what I'm not going to do.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So, what do you think brings on now, can a deadbeat be produced or is it something in you? Is it something is it on you or is it in you?
I mean, I don't know how to answer that question because to me, nothing can stop a man from being a father. If you want to be in that child's life and you want to be active, I don't care if you grew up without a father, you don't know, what it is to have a father. I done heard every excuse in the world. You know what I'm saying? So again, nothing stops a father from being a father. what you say, the court system, none of that. The baby mother can't tell you, no, you can't. You got rights. Just like a lot of people don't know that until you go down there and sign that paperwork, you don't even have custody of your child. You don't even own your child. Your child is state property until you go down there and sign on that dotted line.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that.
Correct.
So you'll get a nigga that's gonna say, nah, yeah, my baby mother, she trying to keep me away. She said I can't. No, you can. You can't. You don't want to. You know what I'm saying? The easiest thing to do is give up.
Okay, so this is what I'll say. This is the only defensive thing I have to say for some fathers. Very small percentage, very small. A woman can make it very, very difficult to be in that child's life, especially a woman that's scorned. Mm-hmm. Can we admit to that?
I can admit to that.
Some men don't have the emotional fortitude or the mental fortitude to fight that fight.
So you give up?
No, some of them don't have it. That's just like if we get into a bar fight. We can't get mad because he got punched in the face and didn't fight back. He just wasn't physically, he didn't possess that physical fortitude to be able to fight back. Let's be fair. We do know that there's some women out there that will give you hell when it comes to that gig. And it is easier and more of a punk move to be like, you know what, man, F it. But that very small percentages, in that very small percentage defense, I know I've been there before, where as though you almost want to give up. And it was a lapse in, I had that problem, right? And for all the brothers that's just getting released from prison, from lengthy prison terms and stuff like that, it makes it very difficult to be able to reintegrate back into society. Right. You have a different set of problems. You have to get used to being back into society. You got to get a job. You got to, 9 times out of 10, you got to get your driver's license. You got to get someplace to stay. You got to get clothes. You got to get food. All of these things that were provided to you by the state penal institution, right? Now you got to do on your own. And now here come your baby mother. As soon as you come home, come get him, come get him, come get him. Come get her, come get her, come get her. Why you ain't coming spend no time, right? But now you trying to get everything back together. Listen, hear me out. That pressure makes a lot of dudes fold. It's too much. I don't got no money in my pocket. I was there. You also, especially if you were taken away from the child when the child was a very young age, like less than 1, less than 2, you didn't get a chance, less than 1. You didn't get a chance to do what? Formulate a bond with that child. The love comes from the bond. When you have a bond with that child, you have a love for that child. You understand what I'm saying? No bond, no love. You got love for them, but you don't love them like that. You know what I mean? So what I will say to females is definitely a slippery slope with that. I'm just talking about from brothers that's coming home from lengthy prison sentences and shit like stuff like that, right? You got to take your time. A lot of females just come and want to dump the kid on them because they ready to get back to it. Kid free. Oh, we out here. They ready for that.
That don't always be the case, though.
Small percentage. I said it so. And some of them just, they tired. They didn't have no help before you went while you was in jail.
Exactly.
Now, I get a chance to breathe. I ain't got to wake up. I ain't got to get no breakfast made. I ain't got to get no clothes ready. I ain't got to do no homework at night. I ain't got to do nothing. Take him. But he's not mentally prepared for that responsibility. He's not. Because he just had somebody in jail telling him everything to do. I'm just speaking from that standpoint. That's it. Now, anything other than that, let me tell you fellas something. My son is 8. I haven't been with his mother since he was 6 months old. Not once has she had to send an overnight bag. Not once. I hear a lot of you brothers screaming, oh, she tripping. Stop having sex with her. She gonna stop tripping.
Right.
Stop. That's where it all come from.
No. Let me object.
For the most part.
Because, right, just like it's women that are scorned, it's men that are scorned. Just because the parents are together, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily something that the female did or something that the male did. You know, they might have outgrew each other. And look, let's just co-parent.
Right.
Some men can't handle that. And when a female move on, a lot of niggas got the mentality like, tell that nigga you fucking, right? To buy this and buy that.
Listen, brothers,
why?
That's corny. If you feeling some type of way about not being with let's say if you want the baby mother back, the way you get her back, I'm not saying that y'all want it back, but the way you get her back is being consistent in your activity in that child's life.
That's right.
You'll get it back. Every female wants to be with the father of their child. For the most part, not all of them, but percentage-wise, you would rather be with if he doing right.
If he doing right.
If he doing right, especially, you can forgive him for his indiscretions against you.
Right.
You can't really forgive him for SHITing on that kid.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the road to perdition.
You don't do the right thing by my kid, you could never, okay? The way you treat my child when we're on bad terms speaks volumes.
Right.
So, you know, if it's F me, it's F me. But if it's F us, ain't no coming back off that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, I have a daughter. My baby ain't asked to be here. So if I'm getting up every day and I have to take the necessary steps to make sure she's okay in school, summer camp, and you are alive, well, and breathing. You don't have no complications or anything preventing you from being active.
Right.
How could I ever look at you the other way?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm not turned on by you. Exactly. Listen, it's rules to it, right? It's rules to it. Y'all gotta abide by the rules. It's rules. Listen, it's 50-50. And y'all be getting it twisted too. Not you per se, but females get it twisted when you got an active dad in life, right? That come up off that paper, that come up off that time. Y'all get a little entitled and feel as though y'all ain't gotta do nothing. Not saying you, but it's ones out there that do that. It's 50-50. The way you start is the way you finish, fellas. She shouldn't have to bear the brunt of everything that goes on physically with that child. If that child got to go to the hospital in the middle of the night, if she went last Tuesday because his asthma bad, she went and sat up in there last Tuesday, you had to get up early for work in the morning, she gave you a pass, the next asthma attack, or he got to go to the hospital to get a treatment, you should be there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't pulling your weight financially, especially if it's 5 days in a week and she got to get him or her up every morning to get them ready for school. That's a task. You know what I'm saying? That's a task. Listen, all of those things like that, those small things formulate bonds in children.
That's right.
They formulate bonds in children. I cannot remember the pair of sneakers that my father bought me in 3rd grade. I cannot remember that. But I can remember in the 3rd grade, my father took me to Jefferson Park in Elizabeth off of Jefferson Ave and hit me with a pass with the football that put a dent in my chest and told me I bet not cry. I can remember that. You understand what I'm saying? I can remember my father taking my training wheels off my bike when I was 5 years old and me rolling down a hill and crashing into the gate. But I cannot remember the summer clothes he bought me at 5 years old.
Right.
I can't remember that. The bonds. I can remember my father parking our car and us walking to the supermarket, right? Just so I could help him carry the bags. And when my hands was burning, he said, you put them bags down, I'm gonna put your ass down. Because why? That gave me a work ethic. And when it hurt, what you gotta do? Keep pushing. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the things that fathers have to inundate in their sons. A little girl's first love is who? Her father. So for every woman that's promiscuous out there, I can show you a woman that didn't receive that father's love. Not all, but a very high percentage. More than we actually realize. It ain't by chance. This shit is by design. You understand what I'm saying? And it start with you. It start with me. It start with you. I'm going to talk to y'all females for a second. Stop having all these different niggas around your sons and daughters. The number one act of pedophilia comes from the woman's significant other. Right. Y'all gotta stop doing that. He told you he was locked up, right? This is how you find out if your dude is a pedophile. He told you he was locked up. Ask him, did he go to the halfway house? No, I ain't go to the halfway house. Okay, why? Oh, because my classification points was too high in the New Jersey State prison system. Okay, your classification points was too high. 9 times out of 10, it comes from institutional infractions. Either you committed an act of arson, setting something on fire, or you're a pedophile. Those are the 3 reasons why you don't get released to a community release program, halfway house. This is how you find out if your man is a pedophile. If he never was able to go to a community release program, either, like I said, 1, he had an escape charge where he got away from custody or he ran from the halfway house the time prior to that. The second one, he was an arson. The third one is he was found guilty of some type of domestic violence or has a permanent restraining order. Or his classification points, which means his institutional infractions were too high. He got into too many fights. He got caught with drugs a couple times and all that stuff like that. That will prohibit you from going to the halfway house. Other than those things, right? And those are things you can ask him. And he gonna stutter. If he was a pedophile, he was not awarded the opportunity to go to the community release program. He wasn't even awarded the opportunity to go to the minimum security part of the jail. He had to stay behind the wall. He was medium or maximum security. These dudes be pedophiles. Y'all be having these men around y'all children. They are pedophiles. I am telling y'all, if y'all Google area pedophiles, a lot of people's names gonna come up. You can log on to njdoc.com, go to offender search, put that man's name in, his first name and last name, and his county where he got locked up in, and it will come up. His whole rap sheet will come up. These dudes is pedophiles. They is touching on these kids. They having these kids scared to death. They tell them they gonna kill you. They gonna kill their father. I'm telling y'all, stop. It ain't cool in no shape, form, or fashion. That man shouldn't really be around your kid by himself, at least for like a year. Because you don't know who you got.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? This is real. This is a part of parenting that I'm trying to teach y'all. Y'all don't have to listen to me. I just know him. I know him. I know who they is when I see him downtown Newark, when I see him down at the pier in Jersey City. I know him because I came home from jail and I was Googling niggas. Going on njdoc.com. He kept saying, yo, I can't go to the halfway house. Nigga, I ain't never see you in administration segregation when I was in there. I was in administration segregation for 3 years. I never saw none of you fools back there. Why you ain't going to the halfway house? Pedophile. So, like I said, women, stop it.
Okay, so let me say something. Let me say something real quick about that. That should be another reason why men are active in their kids' lives. If I don't care if I'm telling you that I want to go to $2 Tuesdays or Thirsty Thursdays, if I'm asking you to watch your child while I go out, it shouldn't matter what type of extracurricular activity I'm doing.
That comes with the person's level of maturity. That's the dude you chose to sit down and lay with. So when you lay with that, you got to deal with that.
Them clowns wasn't always like that. Some of them became clowns when the kids came about. Let's be clear on that.
No, that's a lie.
Some of them let me tell you something. Some men were great boyfriends, right? Ain't had no kids. So I don't know what type of father you're gonna be, right? Because you don't have a kid. I know what type of boy. Listen.
That's the biggest lie Jehovah ever told.
Why?
You don't know what type of father listen. Everybody, listen. Everybody, a zebra cannot change his stripes.
I disagree with you on that one.
You not know. You know what you is? Know what you is? You blinded. Blinded by the D.
That don't got nothing to do with it. It's not about
you
the
can
dick.
see. You can see.
No,
you can see.
Nah,
you can see.
Listen, we gonna agree to disagree on that one because again,
all you gotta do is pay attention to the person's family structure. Pay attention. Not all the time you will be able to see. You pay attention to the person's family structure. It will tell you who you got. It will. Sometimes it's always exceptions to the rule. Guess what? I'm a father. Guess why? Because I had a father. Guess why? The lady that I choose to deal with, or any woman I choose to deal with, I knew JJ mother was a good mother because her mother was a good mother to her. It's always exceptions to the rule. You have to pay attention. See how he treat the women in his family.
It's men that didn't have fathers that are great fathers, so I don't agree with that as well.
That's what I'm saying. You going by a very, very small percentage.
Yeah, but you have to be considerate of it all.
You had to be a good. You was a good grandson to your grandmother. You was a good son to your mother. You understand what I'm saying? It's signs. You can see it. It don't always have to be, yo, I don't have no father, so I'm gonna be a deadbeat father.
But a lot of men are like that. A lot of men who don't have, listen, a lot of men who grew up without a father use that as a excuse, like, oh, I don't really know what it is to have a father or whatever. Yes, the bums, okay? Because I ain't standing up for them, the bums, okay? So we get hit as mothers. We get all type of excuses why you're not active, why you're not doing this, why you can't set an example for your son or your daughter. But he was giving you excuses for things besides that. Before the parenting aspect of your relationship, right? He was giving you what? Excuses. He made excuses for shit. Like, yo, let me hold your car because my license got suspended. Excuse. No.
Excuse. Yo, you can help me out with your half of the rent this month.
Let me tell you something.
Because my check was a little short. Excuse.
Some fathers, right? And you could agree to disagree with this one as well. Some fathers are only fathers when him and the mother are together in a relationship and they are in a household together.
No.
When they are no longer together, he is a deadbeat and it's like, I see you when I see you.
Yo, listen, and I agree with you on that.
There's a lot of men like that.
I agree with you on that because I argued with a woman about that. Listen, that ain't about nothing. You ain't watching them kids or watching that kid, them kid watching themselves because you just in there. With most kids, right, that have parents in their household, them kids don't be out of control, so you don't even really gotta watch them. You there, and they know to act right because daddy did. You understand what I'm saying? The easiest thing in the world is to be a father to your kids when you with the mother. But when you ain't with the mother, it's a whole different ball game.
Okay, friend. And why is that?
Because
why is that?
It takes dudes. Listen, God ain't wire us like that. Let's be 100. Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. No, listen. God ain't wired us like that. Our dumbasses would have left the kid at 2 Hour Tuesdays if we could have kids. We still been drinking and doing. A lot of dudes not responsible like that. They not. Whereas they feel as though I'm doing something. I'm paying money, so I ain't got to take them to school at least 2 times.
A lot of them don't do that. It's like when the relationship with the mother is over, the relationship with the kid is over. A lot of men are like that. It's because like, let her figure it out. Immature. Yeah, but punishing me is punishing my kid. That's our kid.
No, listen, I agree. I concur, right? But he showed you that already.
That's not always the case.
You just didn't pay attention to it.
That's not always the case.
You thought, he ain't going to do that. Okay, so how about the females that have kids by a nigga, right? That don't take care of the kids he already got.
That what?
That do not take care of the kids that he already got.
I can't speak to them because I'm a nigga first baby mother.
Come on. Okay? So now you can't speak on that.
I can't.
But you just spec on some shit that didn't apply to you about fathers not wanting to be. Your baby father ain't do that to you. Wasn't in the child's. You understand what I'm saying? You was able to speak on that.
Yeah, because that's a little different. But
why you ain't help me when he choked me in Smoke backyard? That was different.
Listen, because Chip, I'm not doing this with you. But listen to what I'm saying, right?
Answer my question, please.
I'm not answering the question.
You see this shit? Y'all see this?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Y'all see this, right?
Anyway, no, listen. So back to what you were saying, like about the pedophiles and all that. Honestly, And this just.
Yo, hold up, take 1 second. Y'all see she skipped over my shit, right?
I did.
Y'all see that, right?
I wasn't answering.
So y'all better make sure y'all. Go ahead.
Listen, right? No, serious. So, I feel like me as a mother, sending Raya to school, sending Raya to aftercare, sending Raya to summer camp, I am taking a risk, right? Because how well do I know these people that's about to have my daughter for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours? How well do I know these people?
Because it's rules and laws in place.
How well do I don't care about that. Just because, okay, what the fuck? The kids that go to the churches, the priest is touching them. So what? It happens. It happens though.
That's Catholic churches.
What do you mean?
I gotta be politically correct up here, right? But that's not from our genre.
It don't matter, Chip. It don't matter. These are people who are running an establishment where children are supposed to be a safe haven.
You talking
for
about
my
the
baby.
Jerry Sandusky's?
I'm talking about everybody because
Penn State University.
Listen, how many cases have we seen where teachers have touched kids? Female teachers, male teachers. You know, the gym teacher. You put your kids in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And now he hitting the pad with your daughter a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? He taking her in the back, he touching on her. This is somebody that I trust with my child.
So you asking what's the difference between him and the dude that you slain?
That's right.
It's a big difference.
What's the difference?
Because you let him in.
But listen to what I'm saying. And guess what? And I let my daughter in that boxing class. And I let my daughter in that school. And I let my daughter in that after school. It doesn't matter. Make it make sense.
Listen, I'm about to make it make sense.
Me as a mother, I'm taking a risk with
just
anybody.
That don't mean you're getting your point across.
I'm taking a risk with anybody who I bring into my space. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a school, a family friend. Oh yeah, girl, I'll babysit. I'll help you out. How many times do you hear that? Oh, my daughter was at the babysitter and the babysitter boyfriend touched her, or the babysitter. Like James, we are taking a risk with these kids. So this is why it's important for.
Listen,
if I reach out to my baby father and I tell him to watch my daughter, he better watch it.
One thing I'm gonna do, right? My risks are gonna be calculated. I'm gonna trust the fact that there are people and rules and laws in place in that facility. And listen, don't turn your face up. Fix your face. Because I ain't fart. Fix your face.
You throwing me off with this.
Listen.
You're dropping the ball today.
No, listen to what I'm saying. There are rules in place to prevent that from happening. There are other children around. It's other grown people around.
Them other children probably got touched too.
Listen
now it's your daughter or your son's turn.
Okay, so am I gonna trust Bilal's Boxing Academy or trust Ray Ray from Avon and 12th Street?
It sounds funny though.
That sell 20 bricks of dope a day.
It sounds funny, right?
And 30 grams of crack.
Right? It sounds funny.
Which one you trusting? This establishment been open for 12 years. It has not been one documented case of a child being a victim of pedophiliality. But Ray Ray from Avon and 12 just came home and he was down Broadway playing with them boys.
I don't even want to.
Oh, when he did that 10 with that 85, he was getting him some manhole.
I don't even want to.
Which one you trusting?
I don't even want to.
All right now.
With you right now.
Okay. All right now.
I don't even want to argue with you right now because you just know, Chip, you're not making sense right now.
Sure, I make a lot of sense. You don't know what you calling them that was down Broadway? That caught that 10 with that 85? And Peaches in them? When they was on the yard, Peaches in them was braiding his hair and giving them nice cornrows?
James.
Now he your dude. He up in there. He chilling. He got a little drunk. He was a little high. He popped the perk. You heard me. Pop a perk. Play with your kid. Yeah, it's scary. I know.
So, okay, so what you're basically saying, his argument is because it's not documented, right? it ain't gonna happen. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that.
So what are you saying? Because
listen, I'm a person.
How many daycares ain't got no abuse documented?
Okay,
but the
so
little kids is getting their ass
all
whooped
right,
in there. They coming home with black eyes and wet salt on them.
And how often does that happen?
Man,
listen,
it happened right here in our city.
All right, now listen. What I'm telling you, it's a proven. Now you want to talk about assumptions. I'm going to talk about fact. 85% of the children that were touched on was touched on by the mother's significant other. Do you have numbers to prove your theory?
No, I ain't got no numbers.
All right, cool. I'm a number guy.
Okay. All right. All right. Just because you a number guy and I'm not, that don't mean that it's not happening.
No,
I'm not
saying that it's happening. I'm going off of numbers, percentages. That's why things work so well today in modern society, in the modern era. Because they go off of probability.
You get stepfathers that take more care of the kids than a real father. So again,
and you're gonna talk about for every one you name, I can name 20 people. Listen, if you have 1,000 cases, right, in our county, you mean to tell me 850 of those children were touched on by their mother's significant other? Those are staggering statistics. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, the woman she fancies dealing with what? Street dudes, right? Dudes in the streets. Low level of education, no family structure, no morals, no ethics. You understand what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10 in that daycare center, in that swim program, it's somebody there with some morals and ethics. It's somebody there that can be a whistleblower of some sort. But who is the whistleblower when you got this thug ass nigga from down Hyatt Court touching on your kids? Or you got this pedophile ass nigga from First and Orange Street from the Spires touching on your daughter? And you don't know. This goes on for years. Yes, does it happen in these daycares? Does it happen in these after school programs? Does it happen in these churches? Yes.
So that goes back to what I'm saying. We as mothers are taking a risk with anyone that we trust with our kids, whether it's the school, the boyfriend, boyfriend mother.
But when you leave your kid at daycare, it's 20 other kids there.
What do that mean?
It means a lot. It's witnesses. It's people
me that
there.
You're saying
Listen,
that.
it's 20. So you mean to tell
everybody
me
is not a good person? Everybody not a good person.
20 kids there. You leaving your kid isolated by themselves with one person that you think you know.
Yo.
You don't even know if he cheating on you.
Yo, is you serious right now? Because at the end of the day, we talking about a school, a daycare, whatever. Until a certain age, those aides have to take your kid to the bathroom. They got to take your kid to the bathroom.
And they can't take the kid by the bathroom by themselves.
Yeah, yes, they could. I'm a mother. Yes, they could. No, they don't. If Ryan gotta pee and don't nobody else gotta pee, right? What they gonna do? Let my daughter piss on herself? You crazy. You crazy. Wait a minute. You crazy.
Wait a minute.
Ain't no groups.
So they don't take kids to the bathroom in groups in daycare?
They do.
If you gotta go, it's an emergency, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they take them in groups. They take them in groups. When they come on bathroom time, and they all walk them to the bathroom.
So this where I kill his shit, because you know I work in the school system. This where I kill your shit.
School or daycare?
I done did both.
I'm just saying, you said
I done did both. So check this out. When it's time, okay, daycare. You round all the kids up, we going to the bathroom, right?
Right.
So what happens when you waking up from a nap? But your little son still asleep.
Right.
Your son still asleep. He in his little cubby, he sleep.
Right.
Everybody else done use the bathroom. Now he get up, he got to use the bathroom. What I'm supposed to say?
And the bathroom is an open area. When they go in there, it's an open, the door, it's no door on the bathroom. The daycare center, listen, the daycare center that JJ went into, it's a door that you go in and it stalls. It's definitely, it stalls.
Exactly.
I'm going off of what I saw.
Okay,
and
so you going off of what you saw.
When you go in there, you can see in there. Like they don't got the door like where can't nobody walk past and see what's going on.
Well, they got the doors because guess what? You have a boy's bathroom and you have a girl's bathroom.
Exactly.
You don't want a little girl walking by because what's those things that y'all piss in the urinal?
Urinals.
Yeah. they teach the little boys in daycare how to do that.
Right.
You're not going in the toilet. So if Raya walked by and she see your son like this, you just said it's no door.
Listen, when you walking past, you gotta look in there. But they don't have it where as though it's obstructed totally from view.
So how you know if somebody ain't in there touching your child?
So how you know when you leave Ray Ray in the house?
No, let's talk about the school, because you keep talking about Ray Ray and all these other get-ass niggas. Let's talk about the school.
Because you said, listen to what you're saying. What you saying sound crazy. You said, I'd rather leave my son or daughter with a nigga on the street that I just start fucking with than take them. I
don't know nothing about that. I just started fucking with.
You been fucking with him for a year. You could be fucking with somebody for 5 years and don't know nothing about it.
And your kid could be in a school for 10 years, getting touched for 7.
With who around? So which one you shaking the dice on?
What you talking about?
Because me as a parent,
again, it's a risk. My dice on it's that. A risk. It's a risk.
Yeah, everything and walking outside is a risk.
But check this out.
But guess what? I'm not walking around the corner and they shooting.
But check this out, though. Check this out.
And hope I don't get shot.
So check this out. So now listen to this, right? What happens when I leave my child, right, with Ray Ray from Avon in 12th, right? And he don't touch her. But he got his little dirty cousin in the house and he touch her.
Because he let him in.
Again, listen to what I'm saying.
Still on his watch.
Listen to what I'm saying. It's a risk no matter what. You keep saying the boyfriend. Like it don't always just be, all right? It don't always just be the boyfriend.
85% of the time is that. So let's go on a whole...
How many girls got touched by their grandfather or their grandmother or their grandmother husband?
That's the 15%.
Come on now. Let's talk about that should be in the family too. Incest.
Let's talk about
your uncle that sit you on your lap be touching your coochie.
So let's talk about 1,000 schools.
Please.
How many of those schools, right? Out of 1,000 schools, how many of those schools have active pedophiles? Don't they have screening processes? You saying everything is a risk, right?
Oh my God.
Don't they have screening processes in place to stop that from happening? How many women got screening processes in place to stop a dude from touching on their kid? Is it a screening process? Do you do a background check on them?
So hold up.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Don't cut me off.
Hold up.
Do you do a background check on them?
So because the staff members went through a screening process and they passed that screening.
Less likely.
You crazy as hell. Please. You crazy as hell. You crazy as hell.
You sound crazy right now.
If you got a desire to touch a kid or touch somebody, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. Yelling doesn't make your point valid.
Because you're not making no sense.
I'm making sense. You're not. Because you said it's a risk. Yeah, and what I said is this. I'm going off of numbers. Out of kids that get touched on, right? Kids that get touched on.
Right.
You talking about what you think. You talking about 1 or 2 cases. Over 1,000 children who are victims of a sexual assault are done by their mother's significant other.
Or their grandfather.
That's a fact. You said no. It's a proven fact. Those children are victims from their mother's significant other, not their fathers, not their grandfathers. The data shows that. Now, it's always exceptions to the rule. But as a mother, you don't have those same screening processes in place as a school, as an after-school program. You don't have that. You don't have to get interviewed to be my boyfriend or your boyfriend. You don't go and take his social security number and run his criminal record. Yo, I got locked up for drugs. That's all you know. How long you was in jail? 3 years. That's it. But you will let that person come around your kid, but the school won't. You can't get no job in the school if you're a convicted felon. Maybe possibly a daycare center if you were a janitor or something like that, and they slide that shit through the cracks. So that's all I said. You said everything is a risk.
Kids is convicted felons?
No, I'm not saying that. Those rules are in place to deter people because they know people that commit crimes. Why? They are of less moral fiber and they ethics are lower. Do you
know the questions that they ask people when you apply to work in a school, whether you're a security officer, a teacher's aide, or do you know?
Have you ever been convicted of a criminal offense?
And that's enough to know that you won't touch my kid?
No, that's enough to lower the probability of you doing it. Everything goes off probability. Why do you think if you're a convicted felon, you can't get a government job? Because you're more likely to what? Commit another crime. They look at crime the same. Listen, honestly speaking, right? I don't want no person that was just came home from jail working in my son's school. You cool with that? Or are you cool with a person that's just coming home from jail, other than her father, being around your daughter that can't express what's going on?
So listen, I'm going to say no, right?
Mm-hmm.
But James, please, I need you to look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you were in prison, so that's like me saying, oh, James, I don't really want you around my daughter because you was down the way.
That's valid. That's valid.
You were down for drugs.
No, not me. See, I could tell you anything, right? I wasn't.
All right, what you was in jail for?
For a violent crime.
All right, you was in jail for a violent crime. So, because you was in jail for a violent crime, that means you gonna touch my daughter?
No, I just don't want you. That means, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? If my son's boyfriend was locked up for like a crime, like killing somebody or something, I don't want him around my son.
Okay.
I don't want him around my son if he just came home from an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I don't want him around my son. I don't even want him around my son if he in the streets. And I come from the streets.
Okay.
I don't want him around him. You think I want him working in school? No, because what's more likely to happen? Something bad's gonna happen. I'm not running that risk. I'm not risking on that. I don't. And because of that reason, my baby mother won't even deal with a street dude. She said I was the last street dude she was ever going to deal with. Because we are going off the probability.
She could meet a nigga in a suit and tie that'll do
that's what I said. Can a straight?
She could meet a nigga in a suit and tie that'll put her in more harm than a nigga in the street.
Can a suit and tie dude do it? Yes. But the suit and tie dude, you worried about, okay, yeah, he could do it. Yes, it can happen. But also, you ain't seen what happened in Chicago? All them little kids getting shot? Who you think did that? A dude in a suit and tie?
You putting things past.
No. It's still the kid's safety. And this is why these rules and laws are in place to prevent
people break
convicted
the laws all
felons.
the time.
Listen, to
people
prevent
break the laws all the
convicted
time.
felons from being around children.
Guess what?
This is why.
Guess what? So everyone who is a convicted felon, listen to me. So are you saying that everyone who is a convicted felon who went down actually committed a crime? Because it's niggas who stood tall was with a motherfucker named Tail on the nigga. So okay, so you judging him because he was convicted. You judging him.
When it comes to my child, yeah. When it comes to my child, yeah.
A nigga who ain't even do nothing, who just stood tall and ain't telling his niggas,
listen,
wrong place, wrong time.
Okay, cool. I'm not. You think I'm putting that much thought into trying to figure out your case?
Why not?
Come around my kid?
Why not? No. It's a screening process in the schools.
Listen,
why not?
No, listen. I'm not doing that.
Come on now.
I'm not taking, but the fact that you stood tall while you was in jail, right? What the hell that mean to him? You was just in that cell. How long he was in there? He ain't do nothing, right? So guess what? Once you around that, what you become? That.
You agree with that?
You take on that.
I mean, I got sales. When I come outside, it's different.
He got to be ready.
When it comes to that, it's a different thing.
You got to be a whole different type of mind state. So, and once you,
do I agree with? I feel what she's saying, and I feel what you're saying. I understand that you're saying the probability. That's great, but wolves they shoot all the time.
Right.
Thank you.
No, listen, and I say that listen. Like I said, I'm a numbers guy. I'm a numbers guy. I am not allowing my son, right? His mother dealing with somebody. She a street nigga. Nah, that's a no-go. That's a no-go.
Right. Right.
Okay, give you another example. Got raised by my father. Good dude. I ran the streets a little bit, right? My father come in my room one day. He lift my mattress up. Guess what I got underneath there? About 6 weapons. Now, suppose I had a son in there. and my son got a hold of one of those weapons. How many dudes in suits do that? Dudes that's not in the streets. I'm just not running that. I'm not shaking the dice on that.
Might touch his son.
No, he might. No, listen, I'm talking about period. I'm not running the risk on that. I'm not risking that. I will risk my son going to a daycare center that my niece went there before, your daughters went there, Raya went there before, like, you know what I'm saying? And nothing happened and they good. I let her go there.
How do we know? Answer this, right? Because this is just the reality of it. Because you speaking about numbers. How many women do you know don't speak out until years and years later? And we look at them like,
a lot of them.
Why are you talking that? So it's easy for you to say that,
that's
this
a
one
very
person.
low percentage though of women. You always talking about the minority. You ain't talking about the majority. A lot of women come forth later on. Cool. You just said Ray Ray from Avon and 12 going to tell a kid, don't say nothing or I'm gonna kill you. That can't happen in a school. A worker in the school who is touching your child ain't gonna tell you. If you tell your mother, I'm gonna kill you. It happens. No, and
that's
what I said. You talking about 5 or 6 cases. I'm talking about thousands.
Guess what? We're gonna talk about all of it.
When a kid in a classroom, right? Or in the gym, and the gym teacher's like, yo, I'm gonna get you. He got somebody there with him. When he's in the house with your boyfriend or one of the dudes that you kick it with, it's just him and the kid, one-on-one. And it's on a consistent basis. That child ain't with that gym teacher by himself on a consistent basis. It's not. It's always somebody around for the most part. But when you go to work and he watching him every day, or he is watching her every day, day in, day out, he's responsible for what? The kid's safety, because it's just him and them.
So, we could get
It's nobody else that can intervene.
Well, guess what? Well, with that being said, we could get back on the main topic. And the main topic is, this is why it's important for fathers to be active in their kids' life, to eliminate all the possibilities of the boyfriend's friend,
right,
the grandmother's boyfriend. Listen, and all that. If you are active, if you're a motherfucker who ain't doing nothing,
exactly.
Okay, you ain't doing nothing, that's preventing you from watching your child while I go to work for these 8 hours or this double shift. Do it. Do it.
Listen,
you might just be saving your child life if you want to put it like that.
This is what I say. That man has no jurisdiction over your household. So even if that kid is being harmed by that man in that house, I can't do nothing about it while it's going on. I'm not there. I'm not there. You know what I'm saying?
You can prevent it by watching your kid. You can prevent it by being active, not telling me no, punishing me, making me go find someone to watch our kids.
So that means, okay, that can happen at any given time when that man is in a house with that kid by himself. So I got to come get him when you got to go to ShopRite, when you want to run a ShopRite right quick. I got to come get him when you jump up right quick, you want to run to Dunkin' Donuts and shit to go get you some coffee and something in the morning. I can't be there at all times. Even if I'm active in my son's life. I can't be there at the house every day. Man, I can't walk in that house and just pop up on him. That's her house. I'm not paying them bills in that house. How can I do that? It's still opportunities there that loom for that man to be able to be successful in his endeavors of hurting that child, whether it be physically, emotionally, sexually. It's still opportunities there for him. I can't stop that. The only person that can stop what transpires in your house is you. I can prevent it afterwards. Get with them and all that, get them arrested or whatever the actions I want to take. But that's only after. Once the kid tell us the dude done did it, now what? Is the reaction. I can't stop the action. The only thing that stops the action is that what? We try to make the good choice of who we gonna have around our kids. Listen, don't get it twisted. Kids get touched. Men that have girlfriends, they touch them kids too. They do that too. Do it happen as much? No, not as much. That's like saying women get raped. Men get raped too. But you know what I'm saying? How often that happen? Not much. I'm talking about what happened a lot And what do the grandfathers do it? Yes. Do the uncles touch the kids?
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time, a high percentage of the time, right? More than 50%, more than 60%, it's the significant other.
Red.
It's the significant other. You know what I'm saying? The nigga that don't like the baby father because he be coming through. The nigga that don't like the baby father because when y'all together and I call, you actually answer the phone. Now he feeling some type of way. The nigga that didn't like the way I pulled up because my car was nicer than his. You know what I'm saying? The nigga that don't like when the kid come in the house and be like, oh, look what my daddy bought me. Because he know he can't do it for his kids. You know what I'm saying? That's where it all started at, a lot of that shit. Not all of it, but a good percentage of it. So I'm like, yo, you know how that junk go? Yo, I don't like that nigga. You know what I mean? So now he what? Doing funny shit to the kid. Mm-hmm. That being a pedophile is something sick in your head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something sick in your head, and that shit come from somewhere. I've watched dudes manifest that pedophilia from in prison. I mean, we know a lot of dudes that went to jail and came home and wasn't gay. But then we know a lot of dudes that went to jail and was victims of that shit. And fell victim to the temptation of being away from a woman for so long, and they tried it because why? It was something in their head. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I'm going with the good, with a safer bet.
The ringer.
I agree with you saying that, like, yo, it happens and stuff like that. But like I said, if we trying to prevent things from happening, we're gonna try to pick a better type of individual. And that comes in total. I'm gonna try to pick a better individual. That's it. I don't want a murderer around my son. I don't want a nigga that be selling, like, going crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no chick. Let's say she's a prostitute. And you know she's a prostitute and she don't hide the fact that she is that. You're not gonna have her around, right? You ain't gonna take that chance. You might be cool with her, but you don't want her around, right?
Listen, so I understand everything that you're saying, but all I'm saying is, right? The point that I'm just trying to get across is it could happen anywhere. It could happen anywhere around anyone. I'm just not 100% agreeing with the fact that, oh, the convicted felons and the people with the bad names and this is the ones that you just gotta keep your eye on.
No, I never said that. I never said that you gotta keep your eye on them. I said that those people, a lot of the time, they come from bad seeds. Like, you know what I'm saying? You a murderer. You be getting out here, I know dudes, right, that straight killers, but when they get around some kids, they're a totally different dude. Like, oh, like, he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? We know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he turned into, like, a hot knife going through butter. He's soft as hell when it comes to the kids. But I still don't want him around my kids. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a different moral fiber, a different set of ethics to be a killer. I don't want that around my children. Much rather than be around Sister Sarah at the daycare. No, and I know the priest dude, he, like, okay, that's like saying, will we put our kids in a Catholic setting? Do all Catholic schools do that? No. But is we taking that chance? Is we taking that chance? Hell no. Hell to the no. We not taking that chance.
We beefing a little today.
No, we not.
Episode, so I ain't really feeling him right now.
Right or wrong, though?
I'm not agreeing with nothing that you're saying at the... Yeah, because he a little... No,
I'm saying that we got a Baptist church that got a school center in it, and we got a Catholic church that got a school center in it. That joint ran by Pastor Reed. That one ran by what they call him? Cardinal... Father Joseph.
Oh, and I'm glad that you said that because a lot of the Baptist church, right?
Yeah.
Guess who they employ?
Catholics?
No. The Baptist church. Guess who they employ?
What?
The convicted felons.
They're not supposed to do that, though.
Why not?
They're not supposed to do that.
Their kitchen staff. Their kitchen staff is a lot of them that come and do community Is a lot of them that come and do community service, and you did a good job as community service. Let me talk.
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you why they do that.
Never let me talk. Once I start speaking,
No. Let me just clarify one thing. If they receive government aid, like if they take program for parents and stuff like that, they're not supposed to be there.
They don't take program for parents at the church.
Yes, they do. Well, some of them they do.
All right. Well, I'm not speaking about the ones that take program for parents. It's churches that have groups, anger management groups that, when you're in a halfway house, they send you there for community service, anger management, substance abuse, all that. And you do a good job, right? With your community service or interacting with the staff or whatever. Let me get this brother a chance. Let me get his brother a job. Now you cleaning the yard and all that. At this church.
Not for my kids.
At this church. Oh, why?
Ain't no chance for my kids.
So again.
Give them a chance. Yeah, you can get a chance. Down at Wayfair. Yeah. Take your ass to Costco's warehouse. You ain't no chance around. You want a chance? You ain't get no chance around my kids.
This is what you're saying. We're dealing with facts, right?
Yeah, you ain't get no chance.
Listen to what I'm saying. We're dealing with, how do you know? Listen, unless you know that this brother done been down the way, how do you know that the man, right, that's driving the community van for the church ain't a convicted felon with a license?
No, how do you know that? I want to know that, though. I want to know that. And once I know that, I'm getting my kid up out of there. Once I know that, I ain't playing with that.
But you just said that schools and camps and stuff, they take the proper precautions.
They do. If they receive government aid, right? My cousin got a daycare center right now. Right? Her husband is a convicted felon. Guess why she couldn't get on program for parents? Because his name was on the deed to the house and he was a convicted felon. So they wasn't going to do it.
Again.
So they use those little things to get over. There's those ways because they can hire a convicted felon because they don't got to pay him shit. They ain't giving them a chance, but they also know that they ain't got to pay them nothing. They ain't got to pay employee tax on them. They can just pay them under the table. I bet you the motherfuckers ain't on the books.
And guess what? If they not on the books, then how do you know? So you gonna go in there, you gonna take the chain of command and you gonna go from this person to this person. Yeah. I need to see his background. I need to see his background in this one, and this one, and this one. Or are you going into this establishment? Or are you going into this establishment like you said earlier with faith that they took the proper?
No. When I let JJ go into his daycare center, I wanted to see all the paperwork on everything. I wanted to see all their licenses. I wanted to see the people that worked in the kitchen food handlers license. I wanted to see the people that they had on their payroll. I wanted a head count of the employees they had and which our payroll. How many people y'all got on the payroll? I don't play that when it comes to my son. I don't play that. Like, we ain't gonna, no. I can't speak for everybody else. I don't play that. I want to know. They tell you, oh, you, man, Mr. James, you aggravating. I sure am. We got 2 minutes left. But like I said, listen, I can't even help some of the things I've done. I'm ashamed of, and when I'm around my son, the things I've done. Nah, hell no. Like I said, everybody deserves a chance, but I know that the probability, I'm going off person morals and ethics, you know what I'm saying? And once you've done certain things, I don't believe you. And you could prove it to me. We just ain't going to use my children or nobody kids that I care about as the muse. We ain't doing that. Not doing it. No. Ain't you put no gracias?
What?
No gracias. No, thank you.
Listen, we just listen, at the end of the day, I'm a mother of a daughter, so I don't just let anybody in. That's first and foremost.
Thank you.
Listen to what I'm saying. I don't just let anybody in, but again, the topic at hand was deadbeat fathers and fathers not being active. I came up with that. I said this is why it's important, because I feel like anybody outside of me, her father, my mother, you know what I'm saying? The immediate family. I am taking a risk as a mother, leaving my child with anyone. That's just that. That's just that. Like, we could agree to disagree. That's just how I feel.
No, I do believe it's a risk. But like I said, my
I
thing
just
is going to
believe
be
that
more so of a calculated
it
risk.
can happen anywhere. Like, it could happen anywhere. Yes, it can happen with the mother's boyfriend under the roof that she's supposed to be comfortable in. Yes.
So can you ask?
But it can also happen in school. It can also happen in camp.
So it's
it
a
can
risk.
also, guess what? It could also happen at my baby father's sister house that she went to spend the night at over the weekend. Somebody that I trust with my child. You get what I'm saying? This is all I'm saying. Exactly.
Okay,
that's
so
all I'm saying. We taking a chance when our kids are not with us.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you this. We got a Baptist church and we got a Catholic church. Both of them got daycares. The Catholic church is cheaper than the Baptist church. Which one you let your kid go to?
I'm Muslim. She goes to the masjid. I'm Muslim. She going to the masjid. I mean, stop for lot. What you going for?
Ain't no Muslim daycare center nowhere near it.
What?
That shit like 3 towns over. It's not even fathomable being able to take her there.
Well,
which one you taking it to?
I'm taking it to my auntie house.
I'm gonna take it to the Baptist one because Catholics have a history of what?
Nah,
it's still a risk though.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna take the better risk, right?
Right.
All right.
Right.
Gotta take and you're gonna do that for the sake of your child. You're gonna take the calculated risk, the one that's less likely to happen. Less likely. It's less likely that it can happen in that Baptist church, you know what I'm saying, than that Catholic one, because we know that Catholics have a history of that. That mean every Catholic institution does that?
I don't.
No, but guess what? We ain't chancing it.
I mean, I'm standing firm in my I'm standing firm with what I'm saying.
No, but that's cool.
It could happen anywhere, under anyone's roof, under anyone's care.
Anything can happen anywhere.
Listen, just as well. So hold up. Just as well as it can happen with the mother's boyfriend, guess what? It could happen in the father's kid too, because the father, you run out, you leave you leave the baby there, you got an older son or whatever the case may be, they kids in there playing PS whatever, and boom, your daughter in the room. It could happen. You know what I'm saying? Or your baby father a little drunk, he on the couch drinking, shit going on, you know. It could happen, just like it could happen with the mother and the boyfriend. It could happen with the father and one of his friends.
You're gonna go with less likely.
Right.
Less likelihood of what can happen. This Facts from the North, this episode 6, we was spicy. I held it down. She's soft up in here.
You held it down?
I held it down.
You didn't hold anything down. This is the first time that we went at it more today than Battle of the Sexes. Like
P.O.P. Hold it down.
Like, and we was like, didn't even. We gonna have to double back on the topic.
Tuning in.
We gonna have to double back on the topic because this wasn't the topic. But yeah, episode 6.
Facts from the North.
F this